Over the past few days, Lucas Paqueta has emerged as an Arsenal transfer target, but with Lyon setting a €70 million price tag back in January. Let's find out today if Arsenal have open negotiations. Is Thomas Partey a part of the squad that is travelling to the US? Have we received a Lesandro Martinez dagger? And what's the latest updates from Fabrizio Romano on Serge Gnabry? Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Babs14. Welcome back to your boy's channel, and as of current time of recording, it's actually your boy's birthday, so don't say I don't provide you guys the content. Anyway, smash a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you are new, help your boy on his road to 200k. There won't be an upload tomorrow, but on Friday we have a very special upload potentially. But let's get into the latest Arsenal transfer news, and we're going to start off with the man that is doing the circles around Arsenal social media as things stands, and that is Lucas Paqueta. It seems like Mikel Arteta wants to transition into a more attacking version of the 4-3-3. On the left hand side, Granit Xhaka isn't quite that profile that can get box to box and attack in the final third. Now Paqueta has played primarily as a number 10 during his time at Lyon, but it looks like Mikel Arteta believes in himself that he can transform him into potentially a number 8 on the left hand side. In fact, according to the fairly reliable Freddie Paxton, Arsenal have sent scouts to watch Lucas Paqueta last season. Mikel Arteta is a fan of the player, but no official bid has been made. But scouting FC is fantastic, but what about actually entering some talks and trying to agree a deal? Well, according to reports in Brazil, Arsenal appear to be the main candidate to sign Lyon midfielder Lucas Paqueta, with conversations taking place between both clubs. Paqueta has already had his name approved by Mikel Arteta and is close to Edu Gaspar. Lyon wants €60 million minimum to consider his sale. So according to this report, Arsenal have open talks and Edu Gaspar is close to the player. There's no surprises there. Edu Gaspar, of course, used to work for Brazil, and Paqueta is a full Brazil international. So potentially Edu Gaspar's connections there can come in clutch once again, and we have seen that work in full effect with the signing of Marquinhos and of course Gabriel Jesus. The same report also claims that there is no hurry between the clubs and that the player wants to make a sporting and financial leap for his career and hopes the move materializes. Having signed from AC Milan back in 2019-20, Paqueta actually took a wage cut to go to Lyon, and since then coming on massively as a player, scoring more goals, getting more assists and becoming an established superstar for Brazil. So far Lyon have not extended his contract, and I think Paqueta wants extra wages and Arsenal could offer him that. But the report also claims that Paqueta wants to make a sporting leap, and that has to be in the Premier League, because as Fabrizio Romano has confirmed, Paqueta wants to move to England, and that is because I think he understands that Ligue 1 is a decent league to start off with, but to truly establish yourself among the best midfielders in the world, you have to be playing in the best of leagues, and the Premier League is the creme de la creme. According to Ben Jacobs, Lyon are looking to seriously consider offers for £55 million. Jean-Michel Aulas will not hold out for the near £70 million price tag he quoted in January. Lyon accept that Paqueta wants to leave this window and won't stand in his way if they receive a satisfactory offer. So the price tag has dropped from £70 million to 55, but that is still a very hefty price tag. If you compare Paqueta to the other number 8s that Arsenal have been linked to, Youri Tielemans is that player, and his price tag is closer to 25 to 30 million pounds. Now they are slightly different profiles. Paqueta is far more attacking, but is he worth the extra 20 to 25 million pounds? That's down to Arsenal to decide. But also in terms of these negotiations, they will not be easy, and that is because Jean-Michel Aulas, the president of Lyon, is one of the hardest negotiators in world football, and Arsenal fans know that better than anyone else. Alexandre Lacazette, of course, signed for Arsenal back in 2017, but that was after nearly 3 years of negotiations. And we are talking about Lyon, Arsenal and transfers. Houssem Aouar also stands out, a player that Arsenal just could not agree a fee for and ultimately still stays at Lyon till this day. Jacobs says that Arsenal, Newcastle and Roma are amongst the 3 clubs that have inquired. Arsenal feel confident they can persuade the Brazilian to join and want the player to buy in first. Edu believes the asking price is a little inflated and won't get sucked into a bidding war. Look, I don't see Arsenal spending £55 million. I think if Arsenal will make this transfer happen, it will be closer to 45. But I'm also understanding that a lot of Arsenal fans are now getting to that stage of the window where we're getting very annoyed. The negotiations for Rafinha longed out, he's now going to Barcelona. Lesandro Martinez was all about negotiations, and looks like now he's going return to Man United. I'm sure that Arsenal fans want to see Arsenal be a bit more decisive, and if Paqueta is the player they want, I understand that of course as always Arsenal will negotiate and get the best possible deal for themselves, but after the previous sagas there's also a part of me that does not want to see Arsenal long this one out. But talking about hijacks, let's talk Lesandro Martinez. This is a player that according to David Ornstein was Arsenal's defensive priority in this transfer window. Mikel Arteta saw him as an inverted left back, and but with Ajax setting the €50 million price tag and Arsenal not making the offer, enter the scene Manchester United, who have the ex-manager of Martinez and Erik ten Hag, and it looks like they have completed the hijack. With Fabrizio Romano saying Martinez to Man United, it's imminent. Their board's mission in Amsterdam revealed yesterday as described as positive and successful. The long meeting with Ajax and the agreement is close for more than €50 million. The final talks are tomorrow, with United hoping to seal a deal in the next 24 to 48 hours. Ultimately, that is Arsenal out of the race. I don't think Arsenal will pay that sort of money, and more importantly, United have advanced negotiations and they have contacts behind the scenes at Ajax. And when you have Edwin van der Sar as the director of Ajax, also an ex-Man United goalkeeper, it looks like Martinez to Arsenal is over. It is not going to happen, and he is on his way to Old Trafford, who see him more as a centre-back. Now in that aspect, I mean €50 million is a hefty price tag, but ultimately as Arsenal fans we have to understand that we're not accountants and it's not our money. This all comes down to Arsenal and their valuation of the player, and ultimately the answer from Arsenal's side seems to have been no. Their first offer was closer to £25 million, and with Ajax wanting close to double that, it looks like Arsenal have pulled out of the race and Martinez is going to Old Trafford. It could be a very good signing for them depending on where he plays, because as a centre back he is I think 5'9" or 5'8". He could struggle, but I won't lie to you guys in saying that I was very excited at the prospect of him being an inverted left back at Arsenal Football Club. But what have you guys made of this entire Lesandro Martinez transfer saga? According to Simon Jones, Arsenal have called their interest in Ajax defender Lesandro Martinez, and they have turned their attention to Shakhtar Donetsk Ukraine defender Mykola Matvienko. To the OG viewers of this channel, Matvienko is a player that we have spoken about in Mikel Arteta's first ever transfer window back in January 2020. The player himself is a full Ukraine international playing in Ukraine. He is 26 years of age and is a left centre back, left back type of profile. And the fact that Arsenal had serious interest in the player back in 2020 means that Arteta has always admired him. In fact, during his days at Man City, reports have claimed that Arteta has been a fan of the player since then. Now the profile does match up to what Arsenal need as a left back, left centre back, and that versatile profile, and technically Matvienko isn't as good as Martinez, but he is a very good player. In fact, last year at the European Championships, I think he had a 92% passing accuracy from centre back. But from going to Martinez to Matvienko, I just think it's a massive drop off, and personally, if we're going to sign that left back profile inverted wise, then if Arsenal are going to go from a player from Ukraine, then I'd prefer Zinchenko. But who do you guys want to see as a left back profile that Arsenal should be targeting? Keeping it on the left centre backs, will Arsenal make a move for Chelsea's Levi Colwill, as Fabrizio Romano confirms that Levi Colwill will now likely leave on a permanent deal this summer, as Tuchel and Bowley are working to sign 3 top centre-backs. Levi Colwill is a player that is 19 years of age, a player that was on loan last year in the Championship to Huddersfield, and all the way back in May, the reliable Chelsea reporter Nizar Kinsella confirmed Arsenal and Leicester were among clubs interested in signing the Chelsea lone star. I think he has 3 or 4 years left on his contract. It's not going to be cheap and it's going to be a massive risk. And yes, as Arsenal we have given so many chances to young players over the years. And yes, Levi Colwill is a very highly rated centre back, but I believe in this current Arsenal team to really excel ourselves to the next level, we need a bit more experience. Players that are ready to come straight into the team and don't need as much time to adapt. But keeping it on the centre backs, reports in Italy have claimed that Juventus are ready to make an offer for Arsenal's Gabriel and are willing to offer €30 million plus Adrian Rabiot on a permanent basis and Arthur Melo on a season-long loan. Yeah, about that Juventus, we're not doing that because how stupid do you think we are? I think it's unrealistic in the first place, and secondly, the player is happy at the Emirates Stadium and some reports have claimed that Arsenal are looking to extend his contract. But I can understand Juve's interest, especially as they're about to lose Matthijs de Ligt to Bayern Munich. Moving on to the Arsenal pre-season tour. The Arsenal are on their way to the US of A in a tour where they'll play against Everton, Chelsea and I believe Orlando City. I believe Arsenal had a flight in the morning and they have also confirmed the players that have travelled, and let's just say there are some very interesting names. The goalkeepers are Ramsdale, Bernd Leno, Matt Turner, Okonkwo and Runnison. Defenders include Kieran Tierney, Nuno Tavares, Gabriel, Pablo Mari, Ben White, Rob Holding, William Saliba, Hector Bellerin, Cedric Suarez, Tomiyasu and Real Waters. Midfielders are El Neni, Torreira, Partey, Smith-Rowe, Lokonga, Xhaka, Odegaard, Maitland-Niles, Vieira and Nelson, and the forwards are Martinelli, Nketiah, Jesus, Pepe, Saka, Balogun and Marquinhos. Defensively, the return of Takehiro Tomiyasu is massive and also potentially an Arsenal second debut for William Saliba, and there was also a leaked photo of him training with the Arsenal number 12, but the other player that stands out that as a part of the list is Thomas Partey. Of course, he was not a part of the Arsenal squad that travelled to Germany. There's been no reports to confirm why that is the case, but of course a lot of rumours. And actually, before Arsenal announced the squad, there were quite a few reports from reliable sources that claimed that Partey wasn't going. So the fact that he is being announced as a part of the tour, it is a massive statement, and of course there should be more to follow. One thing that Arsenal fans have noticed though is that in all the photos that Arsenal have released, there is no sign of Partey himself, but in a video released by an Arsenal fan that was waiting at the airport as the Arsenal players arrived, it is the clearest evidence of Thomas Partey being a part of the Arsenal squad. Why exactly Arsenal have kept it very quiet in terms of photos or media, I'm not quite sure, but he's there. That's all that matters as things stands, and of course if we get any further updates we'll discuss on this channel. Moving it back to the transfers, and let's go to the wide forwards, and we're going to start off with Leeds United's Rafinha, or should I say FC Barcelona's, as Barca have confirmed an agreement in principle with Leeds for the transfer of Rafinha. He gets his dream transfer for reportedly the fee of 68 to 75 million euros. It's a hefty price tag, and do not ask me how Barca are paying it. I just never thought Arsenal would pay that sort of money, and the players always made it very clear that Barca was in his heart. The player himself is fantastic, but as Arsenal fans, will be willing to accept a player that is so clearly set on going elsewhere. But it's been confirmed for quite a few weeks that he wasn't coming to the Emirates Stadium, so yeah, I guess best of luck at Barcelona, and now Arsenal are going to have to focus on other wide targets. But could one of the alternatives be Serge Gnabry? In the latest update from Fabrizio Romano, he confirms that Chelsea have started to explore the situation of Serge Gnabry, and that Chelsea want to understand how the state of negotiations are between Gnabry and Bayern Munich over a new contract. So far there are no approaches from Arsenal or Man City. So first confirmed by Matt Law, and now Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are doing their thing and trying to make a move for Serge Gnabry. Now of course you also had that report from Sky in Germany saying that Gnabry would not even consider a move to Chelsea due to his time at Arsenal. But as great as that sounds as an Arsenal fan, I'm not too sure if that is the exact case, because Chelsea are a project that is very exciting right now, and they have a very good manager and a lot of money. In transfers, yes, players can have their personal desires and wishes, but ultimately money does talk. Todd Bowley is very active and he has the finances to pay Gnabry the wages that he certainly wants. So as an Arsenal fan that would love to see Gnabry return to the Emirates Stadium, I am low-key worried. The latest on Arsenal from Fabrizio is that the club wanted potentially an expensive signing in the form of Rafinha, but decided to abandon the race 10 days ago, without wanting to enter a bidding war. There are alternatives to Rafinha being considered, but Serge Gnabry certainly is not one on the list. So despite the reports from Ben Jacobs and reports in Sky Germany that Arsenal are looking at Serge Gnabry, it's loud and clear from Fabrizio that as things stands, he is not on the Arsenal list. And that poses a question to why that is the case, because the price tag Arsenal can pay, the wages Arsenal can pay, and for me at least, he is that instant level raiser that Arsenal need and has the experience of a top player. And it also poses the question that if Gnabry isn't the alternative, then what other wide forwards are Arsenal looking at? And finally, as Fabrizio Romano says, it's not always easy to know what Arsenal will do next, because Edu prefers to work in silence. And right now the focus of course is on pre-season, but in terms of Edu Gaspar, I don't know what he's cooking, but according to Fabrizio, he's cooking something. So hopefully when that meal is served, it smells nice, it tastes nice, and hopefully it plays nice for Arsenal Football Club. But that is the video there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe if you are new. Make sure to follow your boy on the Instagram, because we are about to announce the winner of the brand new Arsenal home kit, so stay tuned. But that is the latest episode of the Transfers FC. Lucas Paqueta has come like an RKO out of nowhere. Negotiations have started, but are Arsenal serious? We're going to have to wait and see. Until then, I guess a happy birthday to me, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay blessed and in a bit.